Hi folks, Jov here. This is a continuation of the test-driven development screencast. We have started working on the timeline in the previous episode, and basically we didn't do much work on the timeline itself, rather we've spent some time with the navigation. And in this episode we're gonna do some timeline work, and in particular I would like to start presenting the posts in the timeline. So I would like to see how that's gonna go. So let's jump into the code and see how to proceed. Presentation mode on. Here is the test that we wrote in the previous video, and let's run it and see how it works. Right, so the test just signs up a new user, and for the new user we have an empty timeline, and we make sure that the message is being displayed. On the other hand, this is the timeline screen where we just show that message, and we also show the timeline itself. So the first thing that I want to do is, instead of just showing a pure text here, I would like to reuse the composable that we've created for the sign up, because the sign up looks a bit better. I think the title of the screen. So let's see how it looks here. So this create an account, this is the title of the screen, and I would like to have the same for the timeline, because maybe the UI is gonna change in the timeline. I'm like ultimately planning to have sort of bottom navigation bar where I'm gonna have the timeline, the friends, some settings perhaps, or preferences, that kind of things, as the application will evolve further on. But at the beginning it's gonna be just simple timeline that's gonna be sticky on the top, and then the posts will be like, I will be able to scroll them. At least for the beginning, I think that's gonna be cool. And let's see. Let's do that restructuring here. So we have in the source code, we have sign up, timeline, UI theme, and I'm thinking where to put we have the screen here. I'm thinking whether I should create a package inside the UI or just outside. I think I'm just gonna put them inside the UI and see if I need them afterwards to like, I can just extract them. It's not gonna be a problem. So UI, and then I don't know how to name this package. I'm thinking about composables, or maybe I should name it somewhat different. Let's go with composables. And now in the sign up, let's open the sign up screen. So here is the composable that I want to extract. So I'm just gonna copy this. Let me see if I can move it actually. Okay. So instead of sign up, I want to do UI composables, and then file name, it would be screen title.kt, refactor. Okay, I think the problem is that it is private. Let me try if I can continue. All right. So here it should have screen title. Let me see just the code. Indeed, it's private, so let's move the private modifier. and this is gonna be a function that we can reuse. And here we can just, let's see, I think it is resolved, and that's cool. Let me double check. Sign up screen, and here we have the screen title, so it compiles, everything works fine. And here I would like to do the same, so instead I want to have the screen title, and the resource would be this, and then I'll remove this one, and my test should still work. Let's see it in action. Exactly. So we can also check it manually. Yeah, that's what I want. Timeline. And yeah, I think in the sign up it looks like there is this padding, so I would like to also do the same. So it's gonna look nicer, I think. So this column will have a modifier, and the modifier is gonna be dp padding. So that's about it. So we have the screen title, and then we have this one. So this empty message is because I think it should, like right now it is hard coded, that's fine, but it has to be sort of whenever we receive a say items for the signed up user, if there are posts, we have to present the posts, but if it's empty, then we should show this message. So what I'm thinking is to move this into another function, and that function will take the list of posts, and based on the state of that list, if it's empty, it's gonna show this. If it's not empty, it's gonna show the actual posts. So I'm thinking about going to that direction, and let's see how that's gonna go. So first of all, I'm gonna fetch the users here, and I would observe, I would say timeline view model, timeline state, observe as state. Let's import and then I'm gonna fetch, and then I would render here whatever, basically everything. So here I would like to have something like if the timeline state is timeline state posts, then timeline state posts Yeah, because I think this might change. Meanwhile, I have to cast this. So let's put it this way for now. So I'm gonna have these posts, and then what do I do with these posts? So I'm right now keen on actually starting with a state class for this for the screen, and then based on the value of this screen state, set the value to that one, and here just observe, like based on that state, render something. So let's see. I'm thinking about something like this. For now, let's keep it internal. Class timeline screen state, and then inside I'm gonna have a posts by mutable state of, let's say, empty list, and I think it needs type. Then my idea is to here I'm gonna have a screen state by remember mutable state of timeline screen state. Something like this. And now here I would do something like screen state update posts, and then pass the posts. Now let's create this function. And this one's gonna be, let's say, new posts. And what I'm gonna do here is I would say this posts is new posts. That's about it. And next, what I can do here is I can say screen, not screen, but like posts list, and then pass here the screen state posts. And then this one's gonna be a composable that will take the posts, and for now it's gonna be private. And then inside here I would wrap this guy. Right? So now my screen here deals with only sort of the, yeah, and I think here we also have to do a fill max size. Cool. Now that should not break my test. So I've done a little refactoring. Let's see. Yeah. So it works fine. And now what we can do, we can proceed here by writing a new test. Let's first check this in. Timeline screen, refactoring, and so my idea is to, oops, not JUnit 5, shows available posts. So my idea is to actually make sure that some posts are gonna be present there. So I'll sort of have to create here some posts for a user that will be signed up, and then I'll make sure that those are displayed. So I'll say launch timeline for email password timeline test rule, and then verify posts are displayed. Post 1, post 2, post 3, let's say. Let's start with 2. Let's just start something simple. So first of all, my email is gonna be, let's say, lucy@friends.com. Then the password is gonna be, okay, this can be, let's say, Bob, doesn't matter. Just to be different than the previous, to have some varieties. And then here the password is gonna be something like POB PASS 2021, something like that. Let's see about the posts. Post 1 is gonna be a post. I don't have the builder available here. Oops. So it's gonna be a post where I'm gonna have post 1. Then the user ID is gonna be Bob ID. This is Bob's first post, 1L. And then post 2 is going to be a post 2, Bob ID. This is Bob's second post, looks is here, and then that's gonna be 2L. Let me move these two a little bit up. So that's my sort of data. And I have to now also arrange this. I have to replace, so I would say replace posts let's first see. I'm just gonna I'm thinking to write everything here maybe first, and then I'm gonna arrange the code and make it nicer. So I might extract some things. So basically what I have to do here is to replace the coin module, replace in the coin module this particular the catalog for the posts to make sure that I have these posts available when the user is being in there. So it's gonna be in memory post catalog, and then here I would say a list of post 1, post 2, and then I would do load coin modules, replace module, and the replace module is gonna be a module where I will replace the posts catalog with this post catalog. So I'm gonna load, then I'm gonna launch, and finally let's create this member function, which is gonna be var arg post. I wouldn't need these. And then here what I can do is for I can do posts for each post, rule on node with text, post text assert is displayed, something like this. Back to my test. Let's run and see if that's gonna work first of all. Okay, it doesn't work. Something is broken. Oh, so in the coin, it doesn't like us doing this, so we have to specify that we want to override and then what's the problem? The problem is that it couldn't really find anything, which is fine because we have to write that implementation here, because like whenever we got the posts, we don't do anything with it, so we have to work on that. So what we can do here is we'll say if the posts is empty, render this, else do a lazy column, and then here we're gonna say items are gonna be the posts, post, let's import this, just to make sure everything is visible. So we are gonna say post item, and that's gonna be another composable that we're gonna have here. And let's for now just render a text that's gonna be the post text. That's it. Let's run and see if that's gonna work. We can clearly now see the posts, but they don't look nice. So now we can work on beautifying the whole thing. But first and foremost, let's check this in. So can display a list of available posts. That's good. And now we can work on beautifying the entire thing. So what I want to do first is, as we spoke, I think in the when we were writing the sign up screen test, there is a tear down function where we are sort of resetting back everything that we have overridden in the in that particular test, because we don't want to interfere, because this coin thingy is sort of it might interfere between the tests, so we don't want that. We want to have clean sort of clean setup for each test, so that that's gonna be independent from each other. So I think I've explained this when we were working on this particular test, so we are gonna do the same here. So after, I would do a tear down, and here I would like to do a reset the coin modules, the coin module. However, I want to create a function to do that for me. So what I will do is I will wrap this, extract a function. So I will say replace replace post. Is it posts or post catalog with, and then I can even inline this one here. So what we got is part of the arrangement is to replace the post catalog with in-memory post catalog that has this available posts. Then we launch the timeline, and then so here in the test we can see that actually Bob has some posts, and then we can see those posts for Bob. That's cool. And here we have this replacement function where we can have this yeah, I think post catalog, yes. And then here we would say post catalog instead of concrete implementation, so we can put any that we want, because later we might need some. Like, I don't know, delaying post catalog, offline post catalog, that kind of things, to test different scenarios. This is fine. And here what we can do is we can say replace post catalog with in memory post catalog with an empty list here, which is sort of implicit. It has a default, yeah, and that will clean up the entire thing that we had in this test for some new tests. So let's run now and make sure we didn't break anything. Here is the emulator, so it still works. Yeah, that's great. And now let's check this in as well. What happened is timeline green test refactoring and cleanup. And then here, what I would like to do is to make this a little bit more beautiful. So what I want to do is I'll wrap this in a box. This one would take a modifier as well. which will have a default one. So it exposes modifier, so whoever is calling this post item can change this thing here. But it has the default one, so we are gonna say here modifier is going to be the modifier that is being passed, and then we can change additionally some things. So let's do what I want to do is fill max width. I would like to crop no, not crop, but clip. Shape is going to be a rounded corner shape, say 20 dp, or maybe let's start with 16, see how that's gonna look first. Then I would add a border, and the border is gonna be a 1 dp in width, and then a shape, no, not the shape but the color. The color is gonna be a I think material theme colors on surface, at least for now. It's gonna be a fine color. And then inside here we have the text, and the text will have some modifier that's gonna be a I would like to add some spacing around. Let's see how this looks. Okay, doesn't look perfect. So what I want to do is to be able to see it, because right now I couldn't add posts. I'll hard code some posts, actually these two. But let's actually preview this. Yeah, I can use the preview to see how this looks like. So instead of this, actually I can do here preview, and then I can do composable, and I can do PostsList preview. And what I want to do is 0 to 100 map post, and then the post has let's say index, user index. This is a post number index, and then index minus 8,000 well, just index, I think too long, just for checking. That's gonna be fine. And then here I'm just gonna call the post list, assign this to variable, right? And let's see. This should work. Okay. So the problem is that this is a corner. Let me see. Here, this border, this one is width 1 dp, color, and it also takes, I think, shape. So the shape should also be a rounded corner shape and the same sort of angle, because otherwise it is a rectangle, I think. So let's see if that fixes the thing. And also I see that, yeah, it does. And I need some spacing between here. So I can add spacing by adding here spacer. Well, let's first see if this works. So lazy column can take here a vertical content padding. Is padding values. And then let's see that vertical, I want to be, I don't know, 16 dp. Let's see if that works. So it, like, what happens is it is not adding padding between the items, rather it is adding on top and on the bottom of the list. So that's not what I want. Padding values. So what I want to do is let's remove this entire thing here, and I want to add spacer, which is gonna have a height of 16 dp. Maybe 16 is gonna be too much, but let's see. Cool. Now I think it looks better. And of course these posts, they need to, I'll have to see how it is gonna look when we have longer text. We also have to add the time of creation, and also might be cool to add some avatar later, or like at least the name of who created, because right now in the post we are not having that. We are not having those properties. We'll have to actually do some additional work there, but at least this is a good start. If you ask me, I'm pretty much satisfied, and I think we are in a good way. So I'm just gonna keep this one just in case, at least for now. I'm just gonna keep it as a private function here because I might need it again. At least until the moment that I'll be able to add some posts myself and then see this like in the runtime. Right now I can only see it in the tests. Let's make sure we didn't break anything. And my idea is that this is a good start, I think, and it's a good ground to build on top. So yeah, I think I'm pretty satisfied with like what I end up with and how this is going to evolve. So yeah, I think we are running around 40 minutes right now, so this is gonna be more than enough for this episode. Let's check this in. So improve the post list item. So actually let's again the evil. That was a mistake. The ultimate way to quit. So yeah, I think I'll just check that in. I wanted to rename and to say that it is actually about the list item. The list doesn't matter. So yeah, I think this is gonna be it for this episode. Thank you so much for the time and attention. I'm gonna catch you in the next one, which is getting more excited, I think, now, because we are working on a timeline and now we can see the posts, and like what follows is like to be able to create a post and store it and then follow friends and that kind of things. So I think the story becomes now more interesting. We'll see how this is gonna evolve. So yeah, I'll catch you, as I said, in the next episode. Thanks for watching.